Hey Sharks, happy Friday. Brie Sodano here, personal finance expert, founder from Sheep to Shark, here with you live on my business page, inside my group, and on YouTube, all at the exact same time. And today, what we will be talking about is what to do before you start cutting small expenses. A lot of times people think lattes and other really small luxuries are what's ruining their budget. And I want to shed some light about that topic today. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So if this is your first time ever catching me live, please say hello in the comments or give me like a little heart or something. So that way I can see that you're with me and I can say hello. If you're someone who watches live all the time, please say hello. Let me know how you're feeling today or the weather where you're from. That's always such a weird thing to ask. Tell me the weather outside your window, please. It will make me satisfy my curiosities. All right. So, and if this is something that you know somebody that needs to know, please tag them in this post, or please feel free to share in their inbox or on your page. Changing the conversation about money is literally one of my goals, and so every little help I get there is massively, massively impactful. All right, so here's what we will be talking about today. All right, so most of the time, people have a situation in their money that they don't like. They will try to budget. That's like the first approach. So somebody will say, well, like, you live below your means and make a budget. So here's the deal about budgets. Before you can decide where you want your money to go, you have to have control over that money, which means you have to stop it from going wherever it's going. So that way it can, you have to stop it from going to like subscriptions or whatever thing that it's going toward that you don't want it to go to. So that way you have control over it, and then you can direct it toward your vacation fund, your home repairs, whatever it is that you want. So here's the deal. Lattes in the financial world have gotten a really bad rap. Drive-through coffee, people tend to think that is like the worst financial move that you could make, and that if you are buying a beverage from Starbucks, you are obviously broke because you don't know crap about anything in regards to your money. And I will tell you that after reading lots and lots of transactions and really getting into people's finances with them, I have never seen coffee be the reason that someone was broke. Never. Not even one time. And that's kind of basically the evidence that I've seen around really small luxuries. So here's what you need to do. First thing is you have to figure out how much money you want to redirect. If you have negative cash flow, if you have a strong negative cash flow, like if you're negative by a lot of money every month, budgeting may be able to help, but chances are you're probably going to need a change of circumstances. Negative cash flow, it very rarely can be budgeted out of, especially if it's not just a little bit. If it's substantially negative, a lot of times you need a change of circumstances. So if you're negative $1,000 a month because let's just say you got sick or you got divorced or something like that, cutting out your lattes isn't going to help. It's not going to solve that problem. Like, you weren't spending $1,000 a month on lattes, so you're not going to get back $1,000 a month if you stop doing that. That's basically the main thing of this video that I want to teach to you guys, is that you have to figure out how much money you're looking for and then make the changes to match that amount of money. So if you were feeling like, man, I could really use $40 a month or $50 a month to go toward this other thing, and you spend $40 or $50 a month on lattes, and that other thing is a way better purchase, then go ahead, make the cut there. But a lot of times people indiscriminately and randomly cut the things that they actually really, really enjoy in their money, like an occasional latte or whatever else. And that's not going to be what solves the problem. So for example, recently I had clients who one, they need to start to save money because they don't save money. So we need about $1,000 a month for savings. Cutting out $2.99 here is a great place to start, but that still means that we have $997 to go. So when you have to decide what the change that you want to make is before you start. I would do it before you start cutting, because you have to know how much money you're looking for in your finances that you need for something else. So a lot of times people will have a massive money problem. Let's say something that needs to be addressed at $1,000 a month. And they're like, well, I gave up my coffee and I stopped buying t-shirts. And I'm like, well, all right, so coffee gets us $55 a month back, and your t-shirt gets us another $40. So we still have to figure out where the other $900 is going to come from. And so that's like the main thing I actually want to get across in this video. So, all right. So when you're trying to get your finances under control, first thing you want to do is figure out, what do you want in your life that you don't already have? And you really want that to be the truth. And I've talked about that in other videos. You want to make sure your goals are juicy. Then you want to figure out the cost of that thing, because that's going to give you an idea of how much money needs to be redirected. Then you're going to want to go through Find Your Bleed. If you haven't already gotten Find Your Bleed, and you're going to want to start to go through your transactions, because that's going to give you the exact framework for how to redirect that money, how to get control, so that way you can redirect. So you're going to go through your transactions. You're going to look for anything that you find to be wasteful, anything that you already weren't using, you were going to literally throw away anyways. If you got a massive amount of food going in the trash every week, great place, cut the grocery budget, you were going to throw it out anyway. You know, if you're paying for subscriptions that you're not using, get rid of it. You weren't going to use it anyways. There's no sacrifice there. There's no hardship there. Then next thing, you want to cut inefficiencies. You want to cut the stuff that was, you were going to the grocery store 4 days a week instead of once a week. Like, you want to get your shopping systemized, streamlined. The less time you spend shopping, the less money you'll spend. I promise you. The retailers have a lot of people think that if they go to 3 different grocery stores, they're going to spend less money on groceries. I promise you, not true. Promise you. But you're going to say, but I could get the cheapest meat here. I could do that. One impulse purchase, you're going to blow your savings away. One candy bar, you're going to ruin it. So you want to increase efficiency. You want to streamline. You want to systemize. This also helps with time and mental energy. Then you want to go for low joy purchases. And you really want to evaluate your purchases based on how happy they make you. So if you love getting a latte, keep it in your budget. If you're getting a latte once or twice a week makes you feel so good. If you like to go, now we're in the COVID, so you can't really go sit at the Starbucks. But, if drinking that cup of coffee makes you feel good, do it. But if you rush, if the drive-through makes you feel stressed out, if you're throwing your coffee away because you didn't want to walk in late, even though the drive-through made you late, maybe that's not a great purchase. You want to go through those kind of purchases first, but you always want to make sure that the money that you're looking for the same amount of money on both sides. So if you want something that needs $1,000 a month of redirection, you have to make adjustments in that same size. So like, for example, I guess I've already said this, but if you're looking to redirect, big money, chances are you weren't spending that much on lattes. So is going to leave a big gap. You're going to cut out the lattes and still not going to be able to achieve your goals. So you want to make sure that you know both sides of that math equation, if that makes sense. All right. So that was my talk for today. I love you. I appreciate you. Get me in the comments if you have any questions. Happy Friday. Bye, everyone.